Good morning, everyone. I have new dyes yesterday and I have made samples, but I was asked a question about ink blending. What do I use and how do you do it? So very quickly, I just want to say that I use these tools, which are the old variety. This is off the blue section of my stand. So I've got a big 3-tier stand and they all hook around it. But these are the blue ones, of course, and I use the small round one and I use this oblong rectangle shaped one. These have been around for many years and I do like these for distress ink, the regular stuff, not the oxide ink. They are very good for that too, but I like these when I want to put a lot of depth of colour down and make it look really distressed. If I want a softer look, then I use these brushes that are from AliExpress. It's all right, my camera's playing up today because it's a bit grey and dull outside, and I got a set of 5. I think they were about $4 with free shipping, and these work brilliantly in stencils, which is what I've done here. This is also an AliExpress stencil, but on one of the brushes, I don't know if you can see that. Let's see if we can get good focus here. I actually trim the bristles down because when I'm doing things and I want to get into tiny little areas of die cuts, this is kind of nice and stiff because it's shorter, and I can just rub it like a toothbrush into all those little gaps and distress every single bit. But very quickly here, I'm going to choose this one, and I've got my stencil. These are great stencils from AliExpress because they've got puncture lines down and you can pop them into a notebook, and you know they do come in all different designs. Like I've got butterflies and wildflowers here, and they're just a great size. I'll quickly measure this for you while I'm here, and they are 7 inches by 3 3/4 inches, so great size if you want to do a tag or a card background. But I've got some distress oxide inks here. I've got broken china, got spruce, and I've got blue jeans. But I'll just go in with some ice spruce, and you just wipe your brush over the ink pad. I know a lot of people brush off on the paper, but what I tend to do is go into the areas that I don't mind being dark first, and I get the brush down in there. And I know that I haven't taped my stencil down, and I am doing this little bit very quickly for you so that you can see. So I've got some colour going down there. My throat is not very good today, and whoops, see, should have taped it down, and scoosh it about. And it is very quick and it is very easy like this. It's quite literally, I'm sure, like putting on makeup, because that's essentially what they are, isn't it? Makeup brushes. So now I'm going to use a little bit of broken china, and you just do the same thing again. Line that up as best as I can. I'm going to go in and do the center of those 3 flowers for you. I'm trying to make this as quick as possible, and I will pause in a second to get all my other stuff on the table. And now I'm going to use a little bit of faded jeans, and you'll see the effect here in a second. So I just want to scoosh that around, rub it in. This is darkening it up a bit, but you do get a really nice and very quick effect. So if all you want is a quick card background, or you want to make some tags, there you go. So that's how easy that is. And so I use these for that's my pickup tool. I use these for stenciling and soft backgrounds, making little clouds and sky and things like that. And I use these when I want to get in there and be really hardcore and distress. So that's that. And I'll be back in a second. Okay, I'm back, and as I said, I did get new dies yesterday, so I kind of got a bit distracted and I used a few of those. I did get a few more, but I will show those tomorrow. Now, sometimes when I'm looking around AliExpress, I find things I think, oh, you know, that looks interesting, that looks different. And so I'm always tempted to buy it. And this is one of those, which is super cute. And here it is. It's a little gingerbread man with his little hat. Let's try to get things in focus. There we go. He's got lots of little embossed type detail on him, as well as on the hat. And I'll measure him for you. And he is 2¼ inches. And he's very, very sweet. So let's get the camera to play up. That's it. He's very sweet. You can see all his little bits of rickrack and whatnot around him. And this is what I made. Let's flatten that down. I've got my mat sticking up in the air. Right. Here we go. So I coloured him in with markers. His tiny little beads on his coat there, and his eyes are the AliExpress flatback black pearls that come in many, many different sizes. I've actually got two sizes. These are my smallest ones, and I have some that are slightly larger for the eyes and buttons and things for my larger die cuts. So those are AliExpress. But this is what I made, and I used marker pens, and I used my, if I can find it, here it is. These are great. These are white marker pens from AliExpress, and they work exactly the same as a jelly roll. These are, I think, are about 40 cents each. So those are a great buy. I'll put those down there so that you can actually see it. Now, the bow that I have on top of here is from another of my new die sets that I will show you tomorrow, and I have used this bow on all three of the samples that I've done today. But as I say, I looked at him, I thought he's a bit different, and so I got him, and I think personally that he is very, very cute. So that's number one. Number two, going off on a tangent of absolute cuteness, is this one, and it's a snail. And I think things like this can be really cute for get well cards, you know, take it slow, get well soon. And he comes with a shell and a body. Now there's no holes in him, but he does drop out of the mold very, very easily. It's almost like, if I do a close-up here, he's Teflon coated, so he's incredibly smooth. And this is the eye set that comes with him and goes on there. And what I'll do is I'll measure the completed one, which I put onto a tag, and I will show that now. And here she is. And I use some swirly clouds there. I love clouds. In fact, I've got a box of dies that are just dedicated to weather. So they've got rainbows and suns and clouds and raindrops and all sorts of stuff in there for weather. But this is one of my favourite set of clouds because I just love the stitching and thought it went well with his swirly shell. So there he is, going off on a tangent from Christmas to cuteness. And I will measure him, and he is, when made up, let's go to the edge there, it's 2½ inches, and then in height 2¾ inches. Now at the bottom here, if we can get in close, the grass is actually felt ribbon, and this is also from AliExpress, and it comes on a spool like this. And it's adhesive. You just peel, let's have a look at it here, you just peel that sticky back off and stick it down, and you do get quite a lot on here. This is quite nice for Easter and things like that. So that's my second one, and I use that bow again that I'll show you the set that comes from tomorrow. So that is my snail. So we've gone from gingerbread to snail, and now we're going to huge. And this is huge. I can't even get it all in. This is a Christmas deer, and it comes with all its little body bits, you know, those little dots and spots that you see on deer. And that little odd shaped piece there is the nose. I didn't actually use the nose on mine because I decided to go all out bling, but I will measure that for you. And it's a great size. It's 5 inches, and I think it was around $2. So 5 inches by 3 3/4 if you take it up to the tip of the nose there. No, yeah, might as well say 3 3/4. So it's a huge deer die that can be cut completely as a tag to put onto a large gift bag. You can make ornaments out of that if you cut it from glitter foam, or you can make a large tag, which is what I've done, and a full-size card using that die. It's a fabulous die and a fabulous size. I was quite surprised it was that big. I actually didn't expect it to be that big. But here's what I made, and I went all out bling. Here it is. Can't even fit it all on there. So I used my favourite huge tag die, and I put a few snowflakes onto him, and I used some of my lovely bling. Show you my jar again because I just love my bling. And there he is. He's just lovely. Lovely, lovely. He could also be cut in, if you like doing retro things with different coloured Christmas balls, create a wreath, and you could put him in and around in matching colours of the Christmas balls to make a wreath for your door. So it's a fabulous die and an absolute bargain. Now, other things that I used were my decal edged frame. I used this, which I haven't even cleaned out yet, shame on me, which is a very large die set that comes with corners, and you can buy the bow separately. I've shown you my white pen, which is here, and the tiny little flat back beads there that I used for the eyes. And there is my little gingerbread man hiding under the pile. Really like him. And my snail. And I showed you how to blend ink a second ago, and as usual, all links will be below, and you have a fabulous day. Bye.